So hello everyone, and welcome. This is just another edition of Lifebuilder inspirational quote and a short reflection, and I'll also be guiding you through a little meditation, a mini meditation on today's quote, which is one of my favorites. It's from Albert Einstein, probably the most famous scientist of all time, but he was also a great philosopher. He thought very deeply about life, and this is probably one of his best reflections on that subject. He said, significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them. I'll say it again. The significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them. So just pause and reflect a little bit on that. It's really very profound statement of what really causes our problems. It's pointing us within and saying we created all the problems we experience in this world through our thinking. Thought determines our words, our actions, and that gets projected out into the material world, and it manifests as situations and events. And then we experience problems, and temptation is to believe that these problems are somehow outside of us, that they have nothing to do with us. These problems have an external cause, and we have to try and solve the problems on that level. And we need to do something about the problems physically, materially, take some action, take medicine, take a pill, take a vaccination. These are all pretty common themes at the moment in the world, given what's happening. But very few people pause and just reflect and say, well, maybe these problems, although not consciously, although not obviously, they seem to be external. Maybe they're caused by my own faulty thinking. And if we can just start to consider that that may be a possibility, then we can go within and we can actually uncover the root cause of the problems, which is in our own minds, because it's a thought system. And if we believe in that thought system, then we are contributing to all the problems that that thought system creates in the world. Although not directly responsible, if we believe in the thought system, we must share in the responsibility for the problems. And the only way out of these problems, our individual problems in our personal lives and collective problems, of which there are many that humanity is facing at the moment, is to change our thinking, to go to another level of thinking. So what is that level of thinking? Well, it's actually a level beyond thought. It's a level at which you don't get caught up in the problems. You don't give the problems a reality that they don't really have, and you don't try and solve them on that level. You simply let them go and open your mind to another reality in which problems simply do not exist. If you're willing to open yourself up like that, and maybe some inspired idea might come to you as to what you should do about the particular specific problem that you were letting go of. And this way of solving problems is a miraculous way. When we have an authentic shift from being wrapped up in our problems and the difficulties of them, possibly the fear and the frustration we might be feeling, and we're just willing to drop that, let it go, find a place where the problems don't really exist in our minds, we open ourselves up to a truly creative solution. And this is totally counterintuitive to a part of our minds that we call the ego, part that believes in problems, that believes that we're a separate body, an individual in a world in which we're facing problems all the time that have to be solved on that level. The ego won't accept this, but as the quote points us to, it says, these are problems that we created at a certain level of consciousness. The significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them. So our thinking creates an identity for us, creates a thought system for us, which we believe in, and then it becomes a self-perpetuating system. And so we keep recreating the same kinds of problems, trying to solve them on the same level, and we spin around on the hamster wheel. So what I'm going to guide you through now is just a little mini meditation in which you can just get a taste of the art of letting go. How do you let go of these problems? Open yourself up to a miraculous solution. So just making yourself comfortable, sitting with your feet shoulder width apart. If you're sitting on a chair, you can sit cross-legged on the floor. You can sit with your feet out in front of your legs out in front of you on a bed. Support your back, make sure your back is reasonably straight. Cup your hands in your lap. Close your eyes. And let's start off by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. Just breathing in, so notice how the stomach rises. And the chest rises. Notice the subtle flow of air in through the nostrils. Clench the sphincter muscle. This is the muscle you use to contract the flow of urine. That just locks the energy in. Helps you to pump it up the spine. Simultaneously draw it up the spine with your breath. Feel like it's just rising up into your upper chest. Put one hand on your heart. Take another sip of air in and feel this lovely warm tingling sensation flowing up into the crown of your head. Just pause at the top of the inhale. Take another sip of air in. And now just scan your mind and notice any problems going on there. Any thoughts, usually about external things, people, places, events, circumstances, which are causing you any kind of distress. It could range from a mild irritation or frustration to intense rage or anger, fear in any form, so anxious thoughts, you're worried about the future. Just notice these and kind of breathe into them. So take a nice deep breath in and feel like you're just creating some space around these problems. Just allowing something else in, a spacious awareness. So instead of being so wrapped up in the thoughts about these apparent problems, you're just accessing a spacious awareness that's always in your mind. It's never outside of your mind. And just allow that to help you to feel like you're letting go a little bit of some of these problems. Take another sip of air in. Just feel that nice expansive awareness in your mind. Your mind is emptying. Just with the help of your breath, you're emptying it. Creating some awareness, some space around the problems. And now just feel any emotions that these apparent problems seem to engender. So fear, anxiety, worry, depression, sadness, frustration, irritation, anger, rage, jealousy. It's a whole range of emotions. Guilt, resentment, bitterness. These are all symptoms that we're giving these problems a reality in our minds that they simply don't have. So just notice them from this higher perspective. So you're not attached to them, you don't think they're real. Just observing them as though you're a third person, which in truth you are. There's a presence in your mind that is not you, that is not the personal you. It's just a transcendent presence, an awareness that transcends anything on this level. So that's what you're accessing. You're learning to become more and more that as you practice letting go. So now just make a decision that you want to let go of all these negative thoughts and feelings. You don't really like them, they don't serve you, they don't feel good. You notice how they show up in your body. Maybe there's a knot in your stomach, a tightness in your chest, a clenched jaw, clenched fist, dry mouth, sweaty palms. At the extreme, nausea, sweats, panic attacks can manifest just from your thoughts. Wherever you are on that spectrum, just notice and breathe into all of that negativity, those emotions, those feelings. You just breathe in and be willing to just let them go. Now as you exhale, exhale out through your mouth, just letting it all go with the breath. Imagine you blowing all of this out like a black smoke out of your mouth. Pull the lower stomach into the spine, expel the last remaining air out, and just rest here for a minute in the peace and the stillness. There's nothing else to do, there's nowhere else to go. Just deeply enter into this peaceful, calm, empty, open, spacious awareness beyond problems. You've just let them go temporarily, laid them aside, and they don't exist for you anymore. And just be in that space, this holy space or sacred space, for the next minute of silence. And so on the count of 3, you're gently going to come back into an awareness of your body and the world. So 1, breathing in, notice the stomach rise, the chest rise, subtle flow of air in through the nostrils, this life energy rising up into the crown of your head. Take another sip of air at the top. Inhale, smile. Just connect in with this nice, peaceful, calm, empty, open space in your mind. Put your hand on your heart. So all of these things, the breath, the quote today, the significant problems cannot be faced. The same level of thinking that I'm at, when I created them. And your breath, and put your hand on your heart center, that can also help you. And just be used as anchors to help you to let go. So as you exhale, once more, just breathe it all out. Have a sense of letting go of anything, all problems, all thoughts. You're just emptying yourself, becoming an empty vessel. When you empty a vessel, you allow something fresh and creative to come in. Pull the lower stomach into the spine. Just feel the weight of your body pressing down into the chair, wherever you're sitting, feet touching the ground. Noticing that, so that's 2. So you breathe in again. Notice maybe there's a subtle smell in your nose, a taste in your mouth. Smile. Notice what you're hearing in the surrounding environment, but in this very calm, detached way. So there's no attempt to name anything or judge it or label it. You just allow it to be. And notice how peaceful it is when you do that. And then 3, open your eyes, look around for 30 seconds, just noticing whatever happens to be in the vicinity. But again, don't name things, judge them, or label them. Because all problems come from our interpretations of things. We perceive things in a certain way, then our thinking creates emotions, and that perpetuates the problem. So this is about just going to another level of thinking to help you to solve all problems in your life. So if you feel like you need a little bit of help to do that, I'd like to invite you to join me on Thursday evening for the Art of Letting Go Masterclass, in which I'll talk in much more detail about this art of letting go, how you actually master this, how you solve your problems miraculously. It's a free 2-hour masterclass, starting at 7 p.m. UK time, that's 9 p.m. South African time, 8 p.m. Central European time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So join me then if you'd like to take a deeper dive. This made sense to you, what I said, and the process that I guided you through. I'll guide you through a deeper 10-step letting go process as part of it. I'll teach you some powerful breathwork techniques, and I'll talk about how you can really master this. I'm starting a course called the Art of Letting Go course pretty soon on Sunday. It's a 6-week transformational program in which I facilitate a process in which you really start to learn this one essential skill, which is how to let go of your misperceptions of your problems, misperceptions of everyone and everything, and invite another presence. It's been called many things in life, in spiritual traditions, called spirit or soul, intuition, your higher self, the Holy Spirit, the voice for God. Doesn't matter what you call it. It's really about getting in touch with that. And when you can do that, then some pretty inspired, creative ideas can come to you to help you on the level of form. It's just being willing to let go of your current perception of things. As Einstein said, the significant problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we were at when we created them. So if you'd like to take a deeper dive into some of this, I'll be sharing a lot more on Thursday evening with you. Just head over to theaolg.com. That stands for theartoflettinggo.com. theaolg.com. You can see that on the screen if you're watching this on a video. Just head over to that website and do your thing, register, and you'll get a bunch of free bonuses when you do that. Some nice meditations, a £100 free trial voucher for the Art of Letting Go course, and a surprise bonus as well. So head over and register. Join me Thursday evening for this final Art of Letting Go masterclass before the Art of Letting Go course starts on Sunday. If you'd like to get on board with this process, the train's leaving the station, so the only question is, are you going to be on it or not? And in 6 weeks, where will you be? If you do the course, I can guarantee you will have had some major shifts, some transformation in the way you think, you feel, you act, and you speak, and all of that will change the way that you respond to your problems. Start to solve your problems in a much higher way, a miraculous way. I'll explain more during the masterclass, so head over to theaolg.com to sign up, to register, and join me then. Thank you for listening to this video. I appreciate your time. I hope you've found it insightful and helpful. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to receive more of these videos. I send out one a week generally. Also head over to lifebuilder.com. You can sign up to receive free daily inspirational quotes and breath breaks or mini meditations like I've just guided you through on audio. So check out the details at the end of this. I've added those details to the end screen. You can go and register for the Art of Letting Go Masterclass on either of those websites, lifebuilder.com or theaolg.com. Thanks again for listening, and namaste, which means the divine, miraculous presence in me acknowledges and honors that same presence of miracles in you.